When Marcus hired Kerrington to redesign his downtown apartment, she thought nothing of it at first. But from their first meeting, there was a spark, a flirtatious energy that caught her off guard. He complimented Kerrington constantly, not just on her work, but on her appearance, her intelligence, and her creativity. He made her feel seen in a way she hadn't felt in years. At first it was harmless banter, but as the project went on, the chemistry between them intensified. Kerrington found herself looking forward to their meetings, dressing up a little more than usual, laughing at his jokes a little too freely. Marcus was bold. At first they were innocent, playful texts and little notes about the project, but soon the texts became more personal. He asked about her day, about her life outside of work, about her dreams. He made her feel like a woman again, just not a wife or a mother. When their eyes met, there was an unspoken attraction that neither of them acknowledged aloud, but both felt deeply. Marcus begins to flirt with her openly, and though Kerrington knew it was dangerous, she was intoxicated by the attention. One evening, a simple touch lingered a bit too long. His fingers brushed hers, sending a jolt through both of them that neither could ignore. It was as though the world around them faded, and in that brief moment, everything changed. Before they knew it, they were caught in the heat of a forbidden kiss, urgent, desperate, as if all the emotions they had tried to suppress came pouring out at once. Kerrington pushed Marcus away, feeling confused and uneasy about their actions. She left his apartment in a panic and went home. During the long drive home, she thought about David. She thought about all the right reasons to do what she wanted to do, because, well, if David could fall short on their marriage and the wedding vows, then why couldn't she? 12 years ago, during the 7-year itch, David had always been ambitious. Early in their marriage, when work demanded long hours and frequent travel, he found himself drawn to his colleague, Rachel. The long nights at the office blurred the boundaries between professionalism and something more personal. What began as innocent conversations soon led to late-night drinks, stolen moments, and ultimately, an affair that shook the foundation of his marriage with Kerrington. Though David thought he had buried the indiscretion in the past, it left a mark on Kerrington. She never fully trusted him again, and it planted a seed of resentment. David's infidelity wasn't just a betrayal, it was a reminder that she had given up so much of herself for their marriage, only to be taken for granted, and not just for granted, but to be also taken for a fool. There were times when Kerrington used to go to David's office and surprised him with lunch dates and quick afternoon sex to keep the marriage spicy and alive, and all at the same time, not knowing that Rachel was smiling in her face and greeting her with soft murmured hellos and weird, awkward smirks rested on her face, not knowing all this time that she was in fact the other woman. After making it home and taking a long hot bubble bath trying to clear her mind, Kerrington sat at her desk in her home office reminiscing about the past. She was now anticipating a new connection with Marcus and felt a rush of excitement. She sat there gazing out of the window as the male voice in the background called out to her. "Carrie? Carrie? Can you hear me?" It was David, calling out, trying to get her attention. She blinked slowly and turned her chair around to face David and said, Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you," placing a piece of flowing hair behind her ear. David asked, "Where did you go? You were staring into space." "I was calling and calling you," David said, with a little frustration in his voice. She inhaled and exhaled slowly and said, I don't know. I was just sitting here, thinking." "What is it?" she asked bluntly. "What do you need? Now you have my attention." As David turned to walk away, Kerrington received a text message. Her heart skipped a beat. His name flashed like a beacon of trouble. It was Marcus asking to meet for dinner.